personality profile here on Joy 99.7 FM. My name is Lexis Bill, and I look forward to these conversations, because we get to sit and talk to great men who are doing a lot for the motherland. And this evening, I have one such guest for you. You're going to love this man. You know his name, you know his works as well. Today, we get to tell the story behind it. He's a legend. Literally. You get to understand exactly what I mean. Welcome aboard, though. I've got some info I'll share with you. Listen, after a 2-year break, the prestigious Ghana Club 100 is back. Yeah, it's time to honor 100 outstanding Ghanaian companies that have stood the test of time and made an impact and are blazing the trail in their respective industries. Now, this year's Ghana Club 100 event will feature an executive networking cocktail, followed by the main award ceremony and capped off with an electrifying celebration afterwards. Yeah, make a date with us Friday, 14th of October 2022 at the Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel Accra. The time is 6 p.m. You can get your tickets now at vtickets.com or via the USSD short code *365 *2100 hash. Alternatively, you can call 0244 670301 or 0247 600860 to RSVP. You can also participate virtually by watching the live broadcast on JoyNews TV, myjoyonline.com, or GIPC's YouTube channel at GIPC Ghana. Let's come together and celebrate Ghana's business leaders. Yeah. Welcome to Personality Profile. Now, my guest is amazing. From pushing for the culture to be recognized in the United Kingdom and across the rest of Europe, to organizing football matches for Ghana's senior national team, the Black Stars, he has the Godfather status and can best be described as an embodiment of entertainment in every sense of the word. Yeah, he was a member of the then popular and most sought after London-based entertainment group of disc jockeys and event organizers, the 90s Hit Squad. Yeah, he's credited with championing the African culture through entertainment and regarded as the most prominent African promoter across Europe. He formed Akwaaba UK, which transitioned into the Akwaaba Group, a full-scale entertainment solutions and events company, and D-Vision Management, a consulting and marketing communications company. With D-Vision Management, he worked with several companies like Western Union, MoneyGram, World Remit, KLM, Ghana Football Association, Puma, ADB Bank, GCB, you name it. The list is endless. Yeah. The Akwaaba UK group has been the power behind some of the annually organized events in the diaspora for the Ghanaian community over the last 3 decades. Events like Ghana Party in the Park, which is hugely popular, Miss Ghana UK Beauty Pageant, the various Ghana Independence celebrations, the musical concerts, the Akwaaba in December in Ghana events as well, that some of us are looking forward to. Look, he's done it all, and he deserves to be celebrated, and more importantly, the story needs to be told. He's been awarded severally as well. In 2012, he won the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Goober Awards. In 2016, he got a special recognition at the African Pride Awards as well. He got a Lifetime Achievement at the Ghana Music Awards UK as well in 2018. And now, in 2022, the Diasporan Award at the 7th EMY Africa Awards. My guest is Mr. Dennis Tawiah. That might not ring a bell, but when I say Radical D, you know who I'm talking about. Welcome, brother.
How you, Lex? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm cool. I'm all right.
I always chilled, laid back. Like I was like, look, is Radical D going to talk? Because he hardly ever grants an interview.
I know, right?
You're always shying away from the microphone.
But the mic is right in front of me now.
Well, now
I got nowhere to escape.
You got nowhere to go. Anyway, Charlie, congratulations on all that you're doing and on your award as well. See the picture behind us? That's you with your EMY Africa Award.
Thank you, man.
How does it make you feel?
It feels good, actually, to be recognized by EMY Africa that I've been following for years.
Yeah.
It's good to, to actually hold the flag and say, I'm proud. I'm proud of
For you, did it come with a moment of fulfillment where you know that, Charlie, you deserve it? You've done a lot for the diasporans.
I mean, most of the awards you've mentioned, that's how I feel. And also, just the fact that you've been recognized for what you're doing, that feeling is kind of like good. When you get that email or you get a call to say, look, we want to recognize you, we want to give you an award, you feel good.
Yeah.
So, I'm happy about it. It's sunk in well.
you've done a lot for our industry to push Ghana and Africa, and of course, when these awards come, you rather look back at all the work that you've done and you realize that maybe it was worth it.
Oh yeah, I mean, the contributions which myself have put into what we've done, especially in the diaspora for, I'll say African music, African entertainment, and I feel proud because it was never easy.
Yeah.
Never easy. The challenges were there.
Really?
Oh, there's a lot of challenges, Lexus. There's a lot of, let's be upfront. We as Africans were not allowed in anywhere in the entertainment industry, anywhere in the music industry, in the diaspora. It was very hard to break down doors. There's a few before me, like the likes of Tawiah said, I've done little bits and pieces, but
Yeah.
Nothing was happening. So we had to break down doors from radio stations to record companies, as well as hosting our own events. But we had to do it the hard way, and then we had to make sure people, take a look at it and say, right, these guys are a force to reckon with. And then we never looked back, but we made sure we broke down the doors.
I'm just curious. I mean, when you say that back in the day, Africans were not allowed in the entertainment industry, what do you mean?
First of all, it wasn't fashionable to be African. Let's be honest. Even when we were going to school, you get teased for being an African, and by all sorts of people. We had nothing going for us entertainment wise. Even in sports, it wasn't that popular. Yes, we were black community as well in a different country, whereby we got to make sure we fit into their culture. That wasn't happening. You go to a radio station, can I do this? Can I play music? But which is African? They'll say to you, no, we don't play African music. There's one or two radio stations now in the UK that their main music as they're playing right now is just African music. However, when we first went to them to say, look, can we have a bit of African music on your air? They said no. They didn't want to know. Fast track to 2022 now, major playlist on all of these big platforms in the UK are all African music.
What changed?
What changed? I think we obviously good music, providing good entertainment. They had no option. But I also believe is the fact that we decided to do our own thing, i.e. organizing Ghana Independence Celebration, organizing Miss Ghana, organizing various artists from Ghana here, whether it's the likes of Daddy Lumba, Much the Day, Reggie Rockstone, Sarkodie, the list goes on. By organizing our own events. And then they actually saw, wow, people are turning up at these events. These are venues, even some of the venues we were using, they couldn't even believe that we could even get 100 people there. However, we were getting up to 4,000 or 5,000 people. So therefore, if we are commanding this space in their own auditorium, we are forced to be reckoned with.
Okay. Now, it's interesting you mentioned all of that without mentioning racism. Did it play any role?
Yes, race played a major role. It was there. I mean, I'm going back as the 80s, race was there. However, again, it's a boundary that we had to make sure we broke it. But the only way to do that also is by organizing our own events, making sure our people supporting us. And that was the first generation Ghanaians, the second generation, and the third and fourth generation. These are the ones we now seeing what they could do with the social media, making sure that everybody's now proud to see our kids making sure their friends are liking our music or are liking our culture is good. That wasn't the case before. Seriously, it was never the case before.
Wow. I want to get to know the story, honestly, because it looks like there's a lot that has happened over the past, 4 or 5 decades?
Yes.
Since you moved to the UK and started doing and organizing the Ghanaian community and doing stuff for them. But let's start from the story, from Osu, where it all started. You are a pure Osu boy.
I'm a Osu boy.
That's where you were born?
Yes.
Is that where you're from? Are you Ghana?
I'm Ghana. I'm actually from Teshi, but I was born in Osu and lived in Osu before I left to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to be a young footballer. So I was,
you wanted to be? Yeah, I remember you were playing coach football.
Well, I was playing coach football, So I was playing football, and I wanted to go back to, my mum and dad invited me to the UK to try and be a professional footballer there.
Oh,
but,
I see.
within a space of 2 years that didn't happen. So I had to look forward to something else. So I then decided to be...
so hold up. You grew up here in Ghana?
Yeah, grew up here in Ghana.
And your parents were in the UK?
They were in the UK at the time, yeah. Most of our parents were working in the UK as well.
Okay.
So that's the first generation, we call them. So I got an invitation to go over there too,
And this was in the early 80s?
Yeah, this was in the early 80s.
And the
So
mission was really to get you to play professional football.
professional football, as well as have a little bit of education as well.
Yeah.
But my main focus was to play professional football.
Why? Why then? Was it really fashionable at the time?
No, it wasn't. I mean, there were not many black footballers at the time. I could just think of a few that were making it around about that time, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I even decided to play football because I didn't see that many black people playing football. I mean, there's only a few: Laurie Cunningham, Luther Blister, John Barnes, but there weren't that many.
Yeah.
You know, there weren't that many at the time. It was just a few, maybe 4 or 5. Viv Anderson to mention. So to break through was hard. After a year and a half, and the weather didn't help me as well. You know, it was damn cold,
It was cold.
very cold. That's one thing they don't tell you. It's very cold.
Okay, so you got in there. Did you get into an academy? What was the plan to get you to play football in the UK?
In those days, it wasn't an academy. It was what you call YTS, which is Youth Training Scheme. So you attach yourself to a football club. In this case, it was Watford Football Club.
Watford?
Yeah, underneath the Youth Training Scheme. So you're there for 2 years. And after 2 years, they would then decide if you're good enough to make the grade or not.
Okay.
After 2 years, I wasn't good enough. So, yeah,
So they let you go,
just let me go, just like that. So,
and it didn't have anything to do with your skin color.
no, I just think I wasn't good enough. Even to be honest with you, in that year group, we had the former England goalkeeper David James.
Okay.
Yeah, he was there at the time. And I can remember there's another guy called Rod Thomas.
Right.
Very promising footballer, but they never made only David James, from what I know anyway. I didn't think it was to do with my skin color at the time. I think it was more likely just to do with not being good enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how did that make you feel? Especially because you were, I'm sure when you were living here, you were like, a star, Colts football star,
No, I mean, you're always going to be disappointed. You're always going to be disappointed. I was like, oh, I want to return back to Ghana.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, yeah.
You
I
wanted
was
to
like,
come
yeah,
back
I
to
wanted
Ghana?
to come back to Ghana, and I didn't have a lot of friends as well, so all of those things played a part. And but I thought, what next can I do? And then went into DJing. So straight after football, straight into to be a DJ.
Where did that motivation come from?
We went to part of the entertainment industry for the Ghanaians community. We didn't have a nightclub, we didn't have restaurants. So for a get together was always like maybe somebody's funeral
Yeah.
or somebody's christening. And those were the days we had a cassette tape to tape,
Yeah, yeah.
So I was just watching. I can't remember who it was DJing at the time, but I was just watching them, and I turned around and said, "This is something I'd like to do." I did it once or twice, and the next thing I know is I started to get people asking, "Oh, who's that young guy that was DJing? Can we book him for our next funeral?" So the main point of entertainment for us was funeral. Ghanaians will love funerals anyway. So, there was a place in North London called Broadwater Farm. A lot of people who live in London will know that's where the main Ghanaian community was at the time.
Okay.
So every Saturday or Sunday there's a funeral there, and you see me there spinning, as we call it.
Yeah.
So that's how I started, and I started with cassette before I jumped onto vinyl.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Had you given up on education then?
Oh, a long time ago. When I knew football career was around, I gave up on education. So I didn't really have much education background. No. Yeah, about maybe 1.5 years, and then that was it.
Was it also was it really more the love for football, or rather the grades were not helping too?
If you're not good, when you sit in classroom and you're not good enough, I mean, I think I wasn't concentrating on the education side of things. I was always thinking I wanted to be a footballer. Yeah, let me just be a footballer. In those days it wasn't about money. It's just the love of being a footballer.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. But education never came in my mind.
Do you regret that part of life?
Yes, I do. I do. I would say to everybody, at least you need some form of education. It helps. I do. But I had other opportunities, and then I moved on in life.
Yeah.
But if I want to advise people now, make sure you got that education background, have something to fall back on. It's not as easy. It's not always green on the other side.
Yeah.
So yeah, have that key education, behind it. Get some qualification, learn something. I mean, a lot of my friends now, I hear them say, "Oh, they're doing a course, or they're doing a degree." I'm like, you should have done it when you were young, when you're fresh. But it's never too late.
It's never too late.
Never.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never too late.
I think that's a really great piece of advice that
Yeah.
You always need, if you have the opportunity, take some education,
100%.
upgrade yourself, know a
Always.
bit more.
Yeah, you just need to know a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know.
Was there a point where you probably realized that the lack of education or that little spot that you missed was really, really hurting you?
Um, I also think I was too young when I went there. I think I was even. I'm not proud to say, but I wish I did something about my age, which is what a lot of people do, because I was too young. I wish I'd have waited a couple of years, then I'll be more mature to handle certain things, because there's a lot of things that are happening, in football. You're going to live with somebody that you don't even know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, playing football. Although you're playing football, most of the time you're learning to, like, you're cleaning people's football boots, you cleaning the changing rooms and everything. So it wasn't just always football. There was
Yeah.
other duties that you had to do
Yeah.
as part of being a young academy player, which you call it now.
Yeah.
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 Nowadays, academy players don't even clean their boots. They
Yeah.
get people to do it
They
for
got
them.
people who doing it for them.
Yeah,
So
but
back in the day, you did it
you did
yourself.
it yourself, and you have to pick. There'll be one of the professional players that you're being assigned to make sure you clean their boots, their clothing, and everything is ready for them every
Wow.
single day. After training, you got to do that. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But
So,
things have changed now.
so you're not even living with your parents. You're
No,
living
no,
on the
no.
camp.
Yeah, I had to. No, I was assigned to somebody. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. How,
So
how did your parents take it when you couldn't go through after 2 years?
a little bit disappointed. And one of the things that they always say to you, "Oh, we're gonna send you back to Ghana," which I wanted to anyway. I wanted to come back to Ghana.
Did they say that?
Yeah, yeah, they said. And then another thing is, um, when you're not doing well in education, especially in the UK, or I say in the diaspora, one of the punishments you'll be given is your parents will say, "We're sending you back home to Ghana." It was a punishment. That
Yeah.
fear of your parents or your guardian telling you, "We're sending you back to Africa."
Yeah.
We were all scared of it. It was a punishment. People didn't want to
Wow.
do that. Yeah. So your parents saying, "Okay, right, okay, cool. We're sending you back." Believe me, I had it later when I had a few friends that was like, "Oh no, they're gonna send me back home." But
Yeah.
yeah,
But you wanted to come back home.
yeah, because at the time I was young. I was young and I wanted to come. I was missing home.
Yeah.
I had no friends. But when you get into the system, when you get into the culture and you have friends, then you start beginning to do what they do. You start beginning to feel like they do. Then you forget about coming back home.
Okay, so now football didn't work. Education is not working. You found love in the cassettes and spinning at the parties.
Correct.
What went on from then?
Went on from there is I then formed a DJ group called the 90% Hit Squad.
Yeah.
There was 6 of us, all Ghanaians. Okay, and then we took the whole community, we took the whole UK industry by storm. When I mean we took it by storm, is that we went to places where we were not allowed to go. Mainly the Western clubs, nightclubs in the Western. We knocked on the door to say, "Look, we got a following. Let us play at your venue." Some of them would say no. But then when we do our own events, we were doing events as well. We started with the Ghana Independence Celebration. We had Miss Ghana. And all these events I'm mentioning were attracting thousands and thousands of people. So at the end of the day, they look, this industry, they look at where the numbers are coming from.
Yeah.
And then they reckon that, yeah, these guys are a force to be reckoned with. So then we started playing at nightclubs and locations, mainly central London, where blacks were not normally allowed to go there or to be DJs, let alone, but we managed to get in there. And we made it fashionable. The contribution we put in to make sure African music is what it is today is when going to places like nightclubs and big locations to make sure we're hosting our events there. And that's how we managed to do it.
90% Hit Squad. Now, do you remember the members, all of them?
Yeah, I do. Every
Are they
single one
all
of them.
around?
They're all around. We have DJ Brandt here who played a major role
Yeah.
in making sure Afrobeat music is very popular now.
Yeah.
We also had Mr. Shooks, Trips, Black Ash, and Mr. Moss. We all keep together. So,
Wow.
we're in touch.
That's good.
Everybody's doing something different,
Yeah.
but we're in touch.
Yeah, but you're still in
yeah,
touch.
yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Well, if you're just tuning in, that's the man, Radical D. We call him Mr. Dennis Tawiah, the CEO of Akwaaba Group, Akwaaba UK, here on Personality Profile, as we talk about all the work that he did for our music, our culture in the UK. Okay, so now What were really some of the major challenges in pulling off Ghanaian events at the venues?
Well, except from financial challenges, it's just saying to a owner of a venue that can we use your venue to host our events, and they didn't want our people there. That was one of the biggest challenge. Then you have the communication channel. We don't have what we now have, which the mobile phone. We didn't have internet
Yeah.
back in the days, so communicating back home was a problem. Making sure you go hold of an artist like Daddy Lumba or Kojo Entry or Anamachi Dede or Lidodu or Smartin Cancer. The list goes on. Just to get hold of them, communication itself was a problem. We found a way though, but those two things were very, very challenging.
Even communication within the Ghanaian community might have been a problem
But
because
that was a problem because again, we we didn't have what I say we didn't have a radio station.
Yeah.
That's no TV station. So we rely heavily on word of mouth as well. One of the good things about the Ghanaian community is again, you go to the Ghanaian shop to buy food and things like that. That's where you meet people, and also we put our posters and things like that in those kind of places for people to know we have an event. But communication was a big challenge, massive challenge for us.
wow.
Yeah, yeah, no Facebook, no Wi-Fi, no high five.
High five
Yeah,
and
you
those
remember
things.
high five?
It was much later that they all came.
No,
Yeah.
they all came. No BlackBerry pin, nothing.
Yes.
Those
yes,
those
yes.
those things sounds like. So we just had to do it just a natural way, raw
Rugged
word
on
of
the
mouth. Yeah,
streets.
doing that in the UK code. Going to people's houses, telling them there's an event, standing in the shop, making sure that you can wait in the shop a whole day, just giving out leaflets, making sure, look, we have an event. Because there's no other places for us to advertise. But the good thing is that the Ghanaian community grew and believed into us, and they were very, very supportive. They supported us very well.
How long did it take for you to start making money?
I would say, but within 4 or 5 years, we started making money because now we were allowed into places, the same places that they were not allowing us to. We were allowed into it. There's radio station, like I said, mainstream radio stations that they didn't even want us to play African music are now calling us, look, bring your advert, bring your events, let's partner with you, let's do Ghana Independence celebration together. That's how it was. The movement at that time was strong, and it was all led by a Ghanaian community. What is happening right now in the UK? The entertainment you see out there got started by the Ghanaian community. If you watch the Afrobeat, there's a documentary on Netflix about Afrobeat.
Yeah.
You would say that they keep on saying, "Oh, it's the Ghanaian community." We started it.
Yeah.
We made sure our contribution to make sure that Africans were allowed in places like that. Let's host our own events. We made sure that happened.
Did
90%.
you see some sort of organization from other countries as well?
None at all. In fact, they were coming to our events. During the later stages. Then we saw one or two Nigerian promoters and DJs coming,
Yeah.
to our events. We became friends as well. At the end of the day, we're all Africans. Let's see how best we could push the culture.
Would you say the Nigerian scene overtook the Ghanaian scene?
They have overtaken, and I wouldn't say.
They have.
Oh, they have. They have. The Nigerian scene is the most popular scene right now in the UK.
Why do you think they overtook the Ghanaians?
That's $1 million question. To be honest with you, they have the numbers. You cannot deny that they have the numbers. But I think it's a good thing that it's a win-win situation for Africa. Whatever they're doing is making sure that there's a focus on Africa, and them overtaking us is just down to sheer numbers, I believe.
Just numbers.
Yeah, we could, the numbers. Also, if you look in the diaspora, you look at the numbers. There's more of them out there than
Yeah.
than
But
us.
I mean, apart from the numbers, now their music itself has
Yeah.
sort of taken over the globe. I mean, they're more like the poster boys for the Afro beats phenomenon.
Correct.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
And I'm sure is beyond the numbers.
Well, good music, and like I said, we live in a global world where it's easy now to, to go to things. That's where we are, and they're doing commercial music as well.
Yeah.
They're singing songs whereby you see on TikTok, anybody and everybody could sing to their song. The some of the words are easy for them.
The melodies.
the melody, some of the. But I mean, I was saying that. Then recently, I listened to Bernard Boy's last, and I don't even know half of the words. In there. But then I see people on TikTok singing to. I'm like, okay, did
They're
they know what?
singing word for word.
I'm like, so yeah. So it's no longer even the language barrier. I just think it's good music.
Good music.
Yeah, which we all enjoy.
What's even interesting is they're selling out the big venues in the UK.
Yeah.
So, Burna Boy, Whiskey, they're doing 20,000 capacity, venues in the UK and all. Do you think any Ghanaian artist can sell out the O2 20,000 space?
At present, no.
At present, no.
No. You see, what
Not even one artist in Ghana can fill the 20,000 capacity O2.
okay, I'll just bring you straight down. Look at what Ghanaian artists on record as we speak is even sold a 5,000 capacity venue in the UK.
None.
The closest you maybe get is Reggie Rockstone and Sarkodie at Stratford Rex. That's the closest you would get. But that was years back.
What's the capacity?
I think it was about just about 4,000 if I'm right.
That's about 4,000.
Yeah, I mean the biggest capacity that I know that we've ever filled was Brixton Academy, which is over 4,000 plus, and that was Lumba, Kojo Entry, and I think I'm actually did it all together 1994. Way
Wow.
back then. So this thing that kind of Ghanaian artists feel owed to 20,000 capacity at present. At present, no. We don't have the numbers, we don't have the people, and also it's not only Ghanaians that you need to come to this event.
Yeah.
You need other people as well.
Yeah.
So if you look at, let's say, a Wizkid or a Burna Boy concert, it's not only Nigerians that are going to that event.
Yeah.
You have other communities that are going. Even non-Africans are going. So their music are appealing to other people as well.
Okay, so we have Samini,
Correct.
Stone Boy,
Yeah.
Shatawale,
Yeah.
Sarkodie.
Correct.
I mean, all S's. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. The top squad. Yeah.
We've got Kiddy, Kwame Eugene.
Correct.
Now we've got Black Sheriff.
Yes.
If we put all these artists together, Radical D, tell me, would they fill the 20,000 O2?
We could try. That's all I can say.
Oh my goodness!
We could try.
This is heartbreaking.
We could try. We could try.
But you don't think they can?
I always use it. You always have to try and see. But it's a challenge. It's there for us all to do it. It's a challenge. But I don't want a situation. So what happens after we fill the 20,000 capacity venue? What happened next? You see the pressure we're putting on ourselves.
Right.
It's like just now we got Black Sheriff. There's a lot of pressure on him. Black Hole, to make it. It shouldn't be only Black Hole. There should be other artists as well joining in, making sure we're getting that global attention as well.
You see, it's interesting because initially, I asked whether one artist can sell out the 20,000 capacity, and you were outright no.
Yeah.
So I thought that, okay, let's say we
combine
all our superpowers.
That's why I said we could try.
And
It's
say,
a good
no,
thing.
but
that we
that's
could-
not confident enough. I mean, that's you saying, look, Lexis, it's hard.
It's going to be hard, Lex.
It's gonna be hard.
It's going to be. It's
Yeah.
going to be. I mean, I know next month there's a concert where it's got about 9 or 10 Ghanaian artists, and even the capacity venue they're using is less than 2,000.
Are you serious?
Yes, and even that's including I think on the 19th or 18th November, we have about 9 or more Ghanaian artists on that bill.
Holy moly!
Yeah. So straight away, I'm not saying look this. Never say never. We could try.
We could try.
But then also we need the cooperation of the artists as well. We need every artist coming together.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sit down and say no 20,000. We could do it. It's the same way we made the contributions for what we enjoy now.
Yeah.
We could try. We could try. It's worth a try. It will be hard.
It's very revealing.
Yeah.
Now, so what will be the key to make it happen? And I'm talking about a generational solution,
Yeah.
because obviously it's not going to happen today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? From what you're saying, I understand that the likes of Wizkid, Burna Boy are making music that appeals to the globe.
Correct.
So the global community understands the music. They've bought into it. It's not the same for Ghanaian music now.
At present, it's not the same because Ghanaians love Ghanaian music. There's other few other communities that love our music, but it's not like how these Nigerians are
Yeah.
enjoying, so many other communities liking their music. We got good artists.
Yeah.
You've mentioned all of them: Shatta Stone,
Yeah.
Sark, Kiddy, Kwame Eugene. The list is, but you find a majority of their followers, or that are gonna come to the events, will be Ghanaians.
What are we not doing right with our music?
Whew. This, on my own personal opinion, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I just think we just gotta make it a little bit more commercial.
A little bit more commercial
Yeah,
music.
yeah. You know,
Okay.
just a few tweaks. We got good music. We
Yeah.
got good music out there, but it's just sad to see that the likes of Shatta, Sark, and Stone, and even some of ourselves, the organizers, have never come together to do such a show. Try
Yeah.
to do such, and I believe, and if we get a chance to do the O2 with some of this, maybe other people will start looking at it, because O2 is a big venue.
Yes.
So people are gonna think, what they doing at the O2?
Yeah.
Same way, a couple of years back, they were thinking, what we doing at Brixton Academy, because they never thought we would fill in Brixton Academy.
Yeah.
You see, so if we get a chance to do such a thing, maybe things will change
Will
for us.
change for us.
Yeah.
Okay. I think earlier you mentioned also that we need a cooperation of the artists.
Correct.
And you've mentioned how it's really difficult working with a lot of Ghanaian artists. I think one of the interviews that I heard, you said you lost about £68,000
Yeah.
because the artists refused to show up.
Yeah, I won't say they refuse to show. One of the difficulties we have is getting visas for the artists and their entourage. You're not always going to get it for whatever the reason will be. Sometimes you do get it, but there was a situation whereby we couldn't get visas for, I think, two members of a group. This was something 2019 actually, 2019. And the artist turned around, I'm not going to mention them, but the artist turned around and said, look, it's not coming. Just like that.
Just like that.
Because two members of the group couldn't get a traveling documentation to. They were refused traveling visa.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't want to. They were not worried about the money I was losing, but it's more like, look, I need these two people, which is always a challenge for we the promoters in the diaspora. Is one of the
Yeah.
gambles we got to take is make sure you get the artists and
Yeah.
their entourage visas to travel.
How did they affect the show?
The show got cancelled just like that.
Wow.
Just like that, yeah. So it's a leading artist. So if the lead artist is not coming to perform, what are you gonna do?
Nobody's going to show up.
Nobody's gonna show up.
You've worked with a lot of artists, actually. You started taking Ghanaian artists to the UK, how many years ago? Since the early 90s.
Since the
isn't it?
early 90s, yeah, I've been working with quite a few artists since the early 90s.
Mention them.
Oh God.
As many as you can remember. Do you actually remember the first Ghanaian show you took an artist from Ghana to the UK?
Yeah, I was part of the show, the group that took Lidodu and Smarting Cancer,
Oh, wow.
1993.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
see.
by that time, yeah, me and a group of other people, we put together the show. Then the following year, we put together Daddy Lumba, Kojo and Chi. And the rest of it.
Stay on the first show.
Go on.
The Lidodu Smart and Council show.
Yeah,
Did you make a profit or you made a loss?
we made a profit.
Of how much?
I don't know. I can't remember. We
You
made
can't
we
remember,
made
but
but
good
I was
profit.
smiling after that. Yeah, we made a profit. we made a profit, but yeah, I was smiling.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
And so mention some of the artists that you actually worked with in there.
Dasi Brad Jamna, I've mentioned Sark, Reggie Rockstone, Ochame, Tic Tac, Lord Kenya, Obrafo, Bisas, Kiddy, Kwame Eugene,
Yeah. A lot of them.
Papa Shi, Sydney, Oforian Ponsa, KK Fusu.
Yeah.
I think I've worked with quite a lot of artists. Yeah. A lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Quite recently, I just been working with Jackie as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I just went in. I think last year we had the likes of the American guys, Yao Talk, Kofi Jama. We had
Yeah.
a lot, so yeah.
Okay.
Kwabna, the list is a lot.
Okay. Lots of messages are coming in. You can actually send us a message on 05511119997. Fred sends me a message and says, Lexis, I remember Lumba and Kojo in Brixton Academy with KKD as the MC. 19 or 20 years ago, and the crowd was great. 98% of Nigerian music is good, and just 39% of Ghanaian music uh, is good. No wonder. Okay, so Fred, I think Fred is in the United Arab Emirates,
Okay,
and he says that he remembers the show from the academy,
correct. Academy was a good
the
show.
Brixton Academy,
Yeah,
19 or 20 years ago
yeah,
with
yeah.
KKD.
KKD, Mr. Donko Kumasi Market,
Yeah.
Uncle Freddie, People's Promotion France. There was a group of us, but spearheaded by myself,
Okay.
and yeah,
Yeah.
we put it together. But that was a great show. That show at that time is the equivalent of what you've got with the O2 Arena,
Oh.
Brixton Academy, which is still one of the big venues. By that time, there was no O2, there was no Wembley Arena.
Mm.
So at the time, Brixton Academy was the biggest venue
Okay.
in terms of capacity wise.
Yeah.
And yes, and Lumba, Kojo, they all filled that venue. So we've done great before.
Good
Yeah.
stuff. What's your most memorable show?
All of them, to be honest with you, because it's a challenge, all of them. But I must say, two always has to be Reggie Rockstone, 1999, and Sarkodie, to the first time we took Sarkodie to the UK. I think these two, there was something, those were the days that, hip life
Yeah.
was, and there was something special about this rap that Sark was doing. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching Sark here in Ghana on the Buster Ram show, and it's like, wow, this guy is making. And I went straight back to the change room. I said, Sark, listen, I'm taking you to the UK, just like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So I do remember this too, but all of them are special to me. Every show.
What was the West show?
Oh God. Let's put all the ones that have lost money.
Which one comes to mind?
Um,
That really hit you?
I think it's the one whereby the artist just phoned me up and said, "Look, I'm not coming." It was
Because
a code.
two members of the
Two members, yeah,
okay.
yeah. Just 2019, just before the COVID.
Before COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like just like that. And what can you do? I tried to reschedule it though,
Yeah.
and it's still the same thing. Yeah.
So what, you just gave up?
Just you're not gonna get the money back.
Wow.
Yeah. We had insurance. There's certain things you get money back for insurance,
Yeah.
but not a situation whereby some members of the artist crew had their visa and ready to travel, but others didn't have it.
Yeah.
So we just have to go to the mercy of the artist. Look, please come over. Let's try and get one or two people over in the UK that could make up for it.
Yeah.
But no, they were not having it.
Now, you started a very interesting mission to get a lot of the Ghanaians who were in the diaspora back home.
Yeah.
Many years later, it will become a national policy where we call the year of return.
Correct.
And get many people back home. December in Ghana, I don't know whether it was your personal fulfillment to yourself where you miss home so much that you're like, let me go back home and organize events so I can chill. Tell me about that.
No, it was at the time. It was all about coming back to Ghana to celebrate. And if you remember, before the millennium, everybody was talking about the world coming to an end. People didn't know what was going to happen when the 2000 kicked in. So again, myself and a group of people said, look, why don't we go and spend that December in Ghana? If the world is going to come to an end, we're back home. That's how it was. That's how we started. So, good old those days we had I think Ghana Airways.
Yeah.
So yeah, we all boarded Ghana Airways and then came over here, and then Independence Square, very well big, going into the millennium, and December in Ghana was giving birth.
Yeah.
And now, again, we are enjoying big festivals here in Ghana.
Yeah.
People are looking forward to coming to Ghana.
You're seeing the likes of Afro Nation, Afrochella.
Yes, they're all contributing to what is
Yeah.
what is good right now about people returning back to Ghana. The work GTA is doing, the work beyond the return, the year of return, everything is looking good. It's I'm proud when I see that, or people say they come to Ghana, because we're not only just taking artists and people to the UK, we're also making people come back to Ghana. And it's not only Ghanaians are coming to Ghana now.
Yeah.
As you can see, tourism is very good.
Yes. Yes.
Come to Ghana, visit Ghana. Not only just come and visit Ghana and party.
And party.
A lot of people are doing business as well. You could do business here in Ghana.
Yeah.
So yeah, Don't talk about the dollar rate, please. I know. I can see that coming.
Is it
Yeah,
hurting you?
it's hurting all of us.
I'm talking about you specifically. How is it hurting you?
I've answered you. It's hurting all of us. So no, it is what it is.
What do you think can be done to, harness this potential of tourism that we have? Of course, we're making good inroads with the festivals and all coming in December
Yeah.
and all. But what else do you think we need to do?
A national airline would help.
A national airline.
Yeah, it would help. It would help. But I know GTA. When I speak to people at Year of Return, I know there's a lot they're doing in terms of activities that they're putting on together. All the various festivals, people traveling outside of Accra. It shouldn't just be Accra. I
Yeah.
think we need to do more stuff outside of Accra. Up north. Different places. I think people will love it. People love the green as well. Want to see different things. So yeah, Accra is doing well, but then let's start looking outside of Accra. I believe you'd be surprised if we get even more people coming down.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've already started planning for your events this December, right?
Correct, yeah.
Which ones are happening? All white party?
All
Black
all
party?
black party, pool party. We're
Yeah.
now bringing in a new festival, the Akwaaba Festival, hopefully
Ooh.
on the third of January. So we're working on that
The
as well.
Akwaaba Festival.
That's correct.
Huge.
Which is a mini version of Ghana Party in the Park.
Okay.
But we're coming back home, so we just want to keep it Akwaaba.
Yeah.
We're back. Yeah.
Oh man, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Look, you've done a lot for the industry, and I think the deputy minister for tourism, arts and culture, Marco Kreku Mante, was right when he commended you for all that you've done for the country. God bless you so much. Now, you've worked for many years. You've been through it all, highs, lows, and all. What's the biggest lesson life has taught you?
Not to give up. Honestly, at the beginning, it was the challenge at the beginning. I mean, it's just unbelievable. But I never gave up. I kept on going because I knew I was contributing. I knew I was contributing something that would be big. I didn't think it was going to be this big, whereby now I could see African music being the main music in the United Kingdom, whereby I'm now seeing Ghana being the main hub of where people want to go, for the festive season. People are looking forward to come to Ghana, and these are things that look that I've made a contribution towards too, and I love that. So the challenges has come and gone. Now it's all about enjoying and making sure the next generation, also contribute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's your biggest regret?
not owning a lot of things. Not owning a lot of things.
What do you mean?
Um, it's a lot of things. I mean, not let's just take December in Ghana. It's something I wish I'd seized it, registered it, made sure it's something that I own, because and then some of the events that we've done as well. I believe we didn't have even the platform to do certain things, because we're doing things we're not even documenting some of the stuff that we're doing, so people will not know what you're doing or what you've worked towards to. So it's a regret, but I don't look back. I always look forward. So yeah, that's part of life.
When you said not owning a lot of things, I
Yeah.
actually thought you meant property as well.
Oh no. Those are life. Once ago, a friend told me that when you go 6 foot under there, your property will not go with you. So those things. But when I mean generally, making sure like we got a good platform whereby our music could be heard. I wish, there was a time where we had a zone tour,
Yeah.
the whole, again,
Yeah.
recent, the whole world was into it. I wish we'd have done, including myself, I wish we'd have done something to own onto that.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll be having a different discussion now.
Yeah.
We didn't own onto it. There's a few things out there that we didn't.
I think not long ago I heard Gasmiller said that he wished we had made it a genre.
Great
you know.
artist, good artist. Yeah, Gus Miller, one
Yeah.
of those people who was doing very well with Azunto.
Yeah.
And Azunto was huge, but it's almost forgotten about.
If you had an advice for young people who look up to you, what would it be?
Keep contributing to anything that you're doing or anything you want to do, because I feel that what has helped me is my contribution. I didn't do anything by myself. I had a team of people. I worked with so many people over the past years. I've worked with so many people that have contributed to what we all enjoy now. if there's any contribution you could do, don't try and do it by yourself. Just, get other people involved. Because sometimes some of us are selfish as well. You want to do it by yourself. However, you could get Kojo, Kwame, Nana, Abner, all come together. You could all do something good. Never try and see you could do it by yourself. Because, that I even say that to my kids, if you feel you need help, if you feel you need to get other people involved, do so. Call on to other people. And you would achieve a little bit more.
There you go.
Yeah.
You go fast if you go alone, but if you go far, if you go with other people.
Yeah.
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 Thank you, man.
Thank you, Lex.
You're the boss.
Yeah.
I've totally enjoyed spending time with you.
Thank you.
The Radical D. Where did that come from, though?
That was my DJ name.
That was your DJ.
That was the DJ name. As part of the group, everybody had a name.
Yeah.
So my DJ was Radical D.
You chose it yourself, or it's just because you were just radical?
I was notorious at the time.
Oh dear. They should see you now, all chilled
Now
and
I'm chill, When I was young, I was very notorious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really good that
Yeah.
you came back today. Thank you so much, and God bless you. And keep doing it. And this December, we're partying with you. Yeah, the Akwaaba Festival, we're there.
Thank
No
you.
doubt. Joy Entertainment, we're gonna be there. We're gonna party with you. Come behind the scenes. We're gonna pop bottles with you. Anyway, I'm grateful that you made time for Personality Profile today.
No problem.
God bless you so much. Mr. Dennis Tawiah, you call him Radical D, on Personality Profile here on Joy 99.7 FM. I've enjoyed the conversation. The video for this conversation is live on our Facebook. You can actually go and play back and then listen to our very interesting conversation that we've had over the past hour. I'm Lexis Bill. Thanks a lot to my team, Adam Naite, Philip Nye, Abeku Sankofi, Anita Tem, Robert Johnson, and Crispy K. Call in tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I'm on your radio again with the last episode for the week. Yeah, it's going to be a good party on Friday. Have a great evening.